Okay guys, we are back. We're here for some more STPL action. We are going into our second series today. It's going to be Net Wars versus DM. Now this is a little bit of a weird thing to come up with, but depending on how long the games are, I may need to postpone this halfway through because it is getting quite late in the UK. Well, saying that is only 9:30. Like, I don't know why, I feel like it's way later than it actually is. So ignore everything I just said. Let's see how the games go, of course, anyway, because you never know what's going to happen. But of course, I do have my my full-time job to worry about as well. So, first of all, let's have a look at the teams we're going to be seeing here. Now, one of them certainly going to be a lot more, I wouldn't say, it's kind of awkward to say this, but I'd say one is definitely a lot more well-known and a lot more popular, and that would be Net Wars, of course. It's just one of the kind of more famous teams across all of esports. Like, they have a team in pretty much every single big esport, I think. They're obviously got a massive StarCraft 2 presence, a massive StarCraft 1 presence. I think they have a team in, like, Counter-Strike and stuff as well. Net Wars, of course, the Polish community. So a lot of Polish fans out there. I know that whenever I'm looking at my like stream summary and my statistics, whenever Net Wars is playing, like the amount of Polish people watching always goes way up. So huge thanks to you guys coming out and supporting your team. It means a lot. DM, kind of a mix of South American players. They're mostly Chilean players, I believe. So they're going through their own problems at the moment politically. At least the way things are going. I mean, a lot of South America are going through that right now, so hopefully everyone stays safe out there. I know that Sky, who's actually going to be the first person playing up here, did like a big blog post saying how bad it was, so hopefully everyone's safe and sound, and hopefully not too many people, or nobody gets hurt would be the better way of putting it. But let's have a look at the rosters we're going to be seeing here, because obviously there are going to be people hurt today. This is the act of Brood War. It is war, but luckily enough, it is only virtual. So we're going to start with a PvP between Sky and Vingzil. We're going to have a ZVZ between Yop and Zero. We're going to have a TVT between J1 and Ziggy. And then we're going to have a TVT between Kyrie and Koga. So this is going to be the mirror matchup match, which is kind of crazy. There's one for everyone. There's double for me because I love TVT, so this is why I said, like, if the games go on a little bit long, we may need to cut it short, because I do need to wake up quite early tomorrow, but we'll have to see how it goes. Now, TVT can be long. PvP, though, PvP is the weird matchup for me, where it either ends in 10 minutes or it goes on for like 3 hours, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see what's going to happen. Let's have a look at our first map here. We did see it before, so we won't go too much into it. It is going to be Desperado. 4 players. Thank you, Apple Brown Chinline. Apple Brown Chinline. I can't see your name fully. Oh my god. Yeah, Edward of those 4 mirrors. Huge thank you for the sub, man. Means a lot. But 2 gases in the main. And a really fun map to play on and also watch. So let's have introduced both our players. For DM, it's going to be Sky. Only played 4 games, only won 1 of them, but those games were very long ago. They were all the way back in 2018 during season 1, and his opponent fighting for Net Wars is going to be Vingzil. Vingzil hasn't played too many games either, but Vingzil's games are a lot more recent. So I reckon this should be a pretty close PvP. I mean, Vingzil is 2-2 in PvP. I think Sky, double check, Sky's only win was against Protoss as well. So this should be kind of cool. So let's see how this goes. We get into game number 1. It's a PvP between Sky and Vingzil here on Desperado. Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand position, in the green, fighting for DM, it's Zeno. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom right, in the pink, fighting for Net Wars. It's Vingsil. There's just a lot of political discourse going on in South America right now. I don't know the full details because I'm not fully up to date on everything that's going on. But there's a lot of stuff happening in a lot of South American countries, so hopefully everyone stays safe. I know that, like, for the longest time there's been a ton of stuff going on in Venezuela. That's been really bad for the people that live there, but hopefully things will get a little bit better. And yeah, Hellgated, I like the average game duration as well. And, okay, so just to make sure people are aware, I need to probably put like a note on it. Essentially, if it's 13.9 minutes, it means around 13 minutes, like 50 seconds or something. I guess, wait, it would be 13 minutes, 54 seconds, yeah. I can't, like, I'll admit, like, I shouldn't probably admit this live on air, but I put a lot of time and effort into the production. I've done all the coding pretty much myself. Radley helped a lot with the coding as well, and I've also had some help with, from Horotos recently, as well as a couple of other people. But one thing I cannot figure out how to do is convert seconds into minutes and seconds. I can work out how to do it in minutes, so it's 13.9 minutes. I am not good at maths. That's why that's why I didn't become a programmer. I am really not good with maths. Like, the fact I got the STPL overlay system to work as well as I personally think it does is pretty impressive for me. I'm quite proud. So if you guys like it as well, if you mention that you like it, like if you send me a tweet or something, it feels really good, because I put a lot of time and effort into making this look as hopefully as good as I think it does. Obviously that sounds a little bit arrogant, but I've definitely always put production as one of my forefronted things, as one of the things I wanted to look good. So, and you did offer me help as well. I always forget that people offer me help, because people message me and then, like, I am so bad at remembering things. Like, people, like, if you don't message me in Discord, or you don't, like, actively message me, I'll usually get your, like, there was something someone asked me, I think, and I didn't respond to them for like 2 months, because randomly I suddenly realized, oh damn, I found this chat message, someone asked me something, I didn't go back to them. So 2 curbs is saying seconds equals floor, open bracket fract, open bracket minutes, close bracket, multiplied by 60, close bracket. I'm going to pretend I know what floor and fract means, but let's go with that one. Now, it is a... Oh my god, wait, Vingsil... Sorry, guys. It did not occur to me that Vingsil double gas stole Xenosky. That's a ton of minerals. Like, what... Is this even worth it? I mean, this does block gas mining for a very long time. But Xenosky did go for an expansion, so there's a ton of probes. Wait. Oh my god, he did it again. Is he just gonna stop gas mining forever? Is that his plan? He's gonna go again, watch him. Watch this man. This man is evil. Vingsil is pulling out the SA on our SA player here. And he's... Oh my god, he gets it again! Oh man, Vingsil, what are you doing? Oh, he cancels it that time. He knows he can't do it. But look at this. Xenosky wasn't ready for that. He's not really paying full attention. There we go, finally. The gas is going to come up. But the gas down here is going to block the zealots from being able to walk across the map. And if someone wants to clip that, that would be amazing, because I will forget that that happened in this game, and I will not be able to go back and highlight it, but I definitely want to go and highlight that, because that was fun. That's one. Okay, there's, while we're kind of waiting for this sort of PvP to get into it, one of the things, like, you may be sitting there thinking, I can't really help too much. There's nothing I can do as a viewer. I mean, other than watching, of course. If you do want to help a little bit more, you can, of course, help with our Liquipedia page. That would be amazing.
$3 for medicine, $2 to fix my STPL picture.
Oh, thank you, Medinho. I fixed your picture already. Thank you for the $5. Hopefully I don't need the medicine anymore. But yeah, that's really good. But thank you so much for the $5 donation. I've already fixed your picture. Next cast, man. It's coming up. And the reason why it was broken was awful. I found out I was like essentially putting stuff in the wrong folder for the longest time. So fixing your picture helped me fix something else. So thank you very much. And I've also got my overlay working, so I can send it to someone else and it works. Cast Muse now has the STPL overlay, and I'm hoping when we've got it fully sorted, he needs to still work out how to use it because it's not very intuitive. Hopefully he's going to start casting STPL in Korean as well, so that should be really, really fun. Wait, did I say your picture was awful? Am I missing things? Did I say something I didn't mean to? Oh my goodness. I can't upset the Viking Terran or you'll come and kill me. You've already invaded my country once, you'll just come and do it again. Oh, okay. Yeah, Medinho's saying because I said the reason it broke it was awful. No, your picture's not awful. Just the reason behind why it didn't appear was awful. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it looks like we are starting to get into things here in this this game finally. So Vingzil is pushing forward with a good number of units. Does have a Reaver in the shuttle. I've kind of been a little bit off kilter here. A lot of stuff has been going on, but a third base here from Xenosky. Going to be very, very strong. Going to get 4 gases. You deny my 2 gas at the beginning of the game. I'm just going to take 4 of them. And the way this is going, this could be a very, very long PvP. I've never ever seen a PvP on this map where a player has been able to secure their other 2 gases, so we are going to see a lot of Templar drops, a lot of Reavers. There is a shuttle here from Xenosky, not going to be able to do too much. There's a lot of cannons coming up on the front, but obviously Reaver's going to deal with that fairly well. The Reaver taking a little bit of damage, but no hull damage. Probes have been pulled. And the problem is with cannons is Reavers outrange cannons, so this is definitely not looking good, but Xenosky, if he loses his natural, it's not the biggest deal. I mean, he's got another base with 2 sets of minerals, and he's also got 2 possible gases. Now, there is another couple of cannons, there is a Reaver here, but without the shuttle, this is going to be a very dangerous position for the Reaver to be in, but nice micro so far. Gonna bait the units back into the cannon. But look at this, the Reaver on Reaver action. Scarab getting the Reaver. Massive, massive damage here. But more cannons coming up at the back. The Reaver on the high ground with 16 kills so far. Not looking like this is going to end anytime soon. The Reaver doing so much damage. Our Reaver is finally coming in here again for Xenosky. And the tech is up here, which is a problem. But the cannon at the back is going to be able to clear all of these units for the time being. The Reaver could be going into the main though to do a ton of damage. There's no counter going down into Vingzil's base. There's no units to counter. And let's see how much damage it's going to do. He's going to go from 46 probes to 40... Oh, sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. Okay, the Reaver goes down. Only kills 2 probes there, but does get about 20 kills overall. And this is this is looking pretty good. Now, going back to my thought before, if you're watching and you're thinking, I'm just a viewer, I don't really have any money, I don't have Twitch Prime, so I can't sub with Twitch Prime, which people should definitely do if they haven't already, but you're thinking, what can I do to help the STPL? And you know what you can do? You can go to Matrino, slam in that code LSTPL to add $1 to the prize pool if you haven't already. You can help edit the Liquipedia page. There is certainly a lot of information to be put in there. And also, when you're watching, of course watching is like one of the main ways of contributing because it really does help. It gives me company, and it also looks better for sponsors the more viewers we get. So hopefully with Season 3 we can add additional sponsors and stuff. But what I was going to say is you can just clip things. I know this sounds very, very strange, But if you can just clip things for me, it'd be so helpful. Like, you see something cool, clip it. It's so easy to do, and it also allows me to go back and look at highlights. And judging based on personal experience, if you post those clips on Reddit, especially the Brood War Reddit, if they're really good on the StarCraft Reddit, you can get a ton of free karma. People like funny clips, or good clips, or exciting clips. So if you want some free Reddit karma, get some STPL clips up on there, and do it with Zero Stream as well. Like, whenever I watch BSL, whenever I watch KSL, I try and clip as much as possible, because one of the best ways to get people more engaged with StarCraft 1 is just showing them that it exists. Like, I know it sounds really stupid, but on the StarCraft Reddit, like, I clipped a clip of, like, Chess Z coughing after complaining about Irradiate, and I called it, like, Irradiating Chess Z in real life, and it got over, like, 5,000 views. It's just crazy what people will watch. Yeah, you can get that free karma, man. And everyone knows how much karma you have is essentially akin to what you're actually worth in real life. If you don't have, like, 10k Reddit karma, like, what are you really doing with your time? Like, come on. Oof. Now, we are going to have the Reavers pushing in once again, seeing if they can do any damage. The problem is, Bingzel has been behind on bases for a very long time now. He did clear out the natural. Oh my god, Xenosky's going carriers. Oh, carriers and a PvP. This is going... We're 12 minutes into the game and Xenosky's going carriers. Someone needs to do something about this man. One of the coolest PvPs I ever saw was on... Oh, the Reaver's in the... Oh, the Reaver's in the third bases. Oh my god, there's so many probes here. Oh my god, he doesn't see... Oh no, the Scarab! Oh my god, the probes are fighting the Reavers. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's a lot of damage to be taken. But as long as he can keep him away from viewing the carriers, he's still in an okay spot. Yeah, Xenosky as a Starflash saying, definitely understanding the power of technology. And I think Starflash is Ziggy, if I remember correctly, the Net Wars captain. So, shoutouts to him. I really wish he had a name that was more similar to your actual username, but... Now, Vingzel still has not seen the carrier tech just yet. Xenosky is still taking damage from this Reaver. And look at this, the Reaver has the option of just going straight back up into the main. The Zealots, let's look at the upgrades. It's 1-0 against 0-0. So that helps a little bit, but look at Xenosky, he's taking another base. He's like, okay, you kill a ton of my probes? I don't care. I'm going to slam another Nexus down. What are you going to do about it? Drop it? I'm going to have carriers soon. And look at this. He's not going to be able to drop his Reaver there, so he's going to scout it, but... Oh, there is another shuttle coming in. 4 DTs. This is the most overkill drop ever. Wait, he could kill these if he target fires his Dragoon. No, he's going to cancel everything. Okay. Ooh, the DTs are going to do so much damage. Is there a cannon in the... Okay, there is a cannon in this space. Is there a cannon in the main? Yes, there is. But one cannon is not really enough to deal with 4 DTs. Now, Vingzel does have his third base finally coming up down here. But is it going to be enough against these carriers? Vingzel still does not know these are coming in. Is there any +1 attack coming in the... Yeah, there is +1 attack coming in on the Cybernex core. Could that be +2 attack, actually? Has he already got +1? I guess we can't tell until he attacks something. But one of the... Wow, Reaver kills the DT. Double shuttle coming in here up to the top middle, though. Double trouble coming into this natural. Now, Vingzel still does not know about the carriers. If he flies in and sees the Cybernex core spinning, he's going to know. But he's not going there. He's going to take a 4th base down here in the bottom middle. And this looks like it is going to be one of the longer PvPs we've had. Now, going back to what I was saying before, one of the most exciting PvPs I've ever seen was Tech versus Fisheye on Plasma and STPL Season 1, where we had carriers against Mind Control. And if we see that again, I will be a happy man. And the 3 weeks I was ill for will have been worth it. But I wish I would have seen the game sooner if that was the case. Now, Reaver dropping off in the 4th base, I guess this is here for Xenosky. He has the option of going for a 5th base as well. Now, it's not often you'll see a game like this in PvP, but if Xenosky can capture this base, we are going to have a split map scenario in a PvP, and it is very, very rare you will see that. Maybe on Fighting Spirit. Wait, he didn't see the carriers. How does he know? He's going Mass Dark Archon. He knows carriers are a possibility. It's he does have +1 attack already, so that is something. Wait, is that +1 attack? Or do they just... Yeah, it is +1 attack. So +2 attack is on the way. I swear he didn't see the carriers, but the observer coming in. I guess he did see there was no army, so there must be something. Now, the carriers are obviously going to be very, very strong, but they are very, very immobile. So this base is likely going to go down. Are we going to see Mind Control? Looks like he's a little bit of energy off where he needs to be for those. No additional upgrades coming in for these. But the issue that Vingsel's going to have... Wait. Did that... Huh. Okay, that was strange. Now this Nexus is going to go down. So this is showing the power of the carriers on this map a little bit. He is going to be able to hold on to his island base for now. A lot of units going to be flying out. I thought that was a shuttle, but it's going to be an observer. So the base going down in the 6 o'clock position. There is 4 carriers now, but there is 3 mind controls available. I do believe... No, I think it takes all the energy, so I think he needs a little bit more time. Or is it 150? I can never remember. But Dark Archon's certainly what you need against carriers because Mind Control is so cost effective when you can get it to work. Obviously it takes a very, very long time worth of energy to build up. And it's got a very long range. And you can smart cast it. It's one of the only smart castable spells in the entire game. In fact, it might be the only one in the entire game, as a matter of fact. Maybe Feedback is as well. I think Dark Archons are a bit funky in that regard. They have like really good casting. So Eriador saying it is 150, and he's also saying that you should go for air upgrades on your own Cybernex core if you're going for Mind Control, because then you get the upgrades. That's really cool. Now Xeno, talking about economy here, 50 probes to 48. Obviously Xenosky has a lot more bases than Vingsel, but this base is going to mine out a lot quicker than Vingsel's 3rd base is. Oh, is it? There was a... Yeah, it looks like there was a storm drop, but it only actually managed to kill 1 probe, so that's not going to be too bad. Xenosky going to go for... Oh my god, this could be a big drop over at the 3rd base, but there is a ton of units here. If he gets a mind control on the shotlet, it's going to be devastating. Oh, is he going to do it? Is he going to mind control it? Oh, he's out of range! He didn't click quick enough, and here we go. The drop going to come into the 3rd base of Vingsil. The Reaver going to drop out at the back. Good storm drop to start with. Not doing too much else with it. But gonna save his mind controls for the carriers. Now a lot of probes going to be transferring down into the middle. Looks like the carriers did go up here. Is there going to be a mind control here? Let's have a look at the energy of these Dark Archons. There is going to be 5 of them overall. There's 1. So he gets 1 of the carriers. He gets 2 more. Oh my goodness. 3 carriers versus 4 now. Great pickoffs by Vingsil. And he's going to be able to save the carriers. This is the important thing. Now, I don't believe there's any additional mind controls here, so does need to be careful. Is this going to be another mind control coming in? No, it isn't. Needs a lot more energy on both of these. 20 plus more energy needed. Now, there is no air upgrades here, but you can see immediately he's adding on the interceptors, because he gets the Interceptor upgrade as well, in case you didn't know that, guys. But taking those carriers is a massive deal. Xeno Sky is going to be building 3 carriers at a time. While his economy is so good, he's spending all of his money. He doesn't have that much money left, which is kind of crazy to think. Now, all of that money is going into Interceptors, into those carriers, and he just lost 2 of them. He's down to 6 carriers all of a sudden. And Vingsel's up to 3, so things are looking pretty good. Now, the carrier upgrade is obviously going to be a pretty big deal. If we have a look, he should be at +2 attack by now. Yeah, +2-1 on the carriers. Is there going to be +3 coming in? No, not just yet. Is there any upgrades? Yes, there is. Looks like Vingsel is going for... Oh my god, Arbiter into carrier would be so good. If you get Arbiters with your carriers that you've mind controlled, it is so difficult to deal with them. And this is turning into such an amazing PvP. Like, neither player is really in a position where they can attack each other too much. Obviously, you can try and break through, but you don't want to risk it. Now, there's a... Oh, where are these High Templar going? This is very risky. Like, if you lose these High Templar, you can lose the game. With the carriers coming down here to the bottom middle, gonna stop an additional expansion coming up. There is an observer over this island base, so he knows there's no 3rd base coming in. The main is nearly mined out, the natural is almost mined out, but the bank is absolutely massive for Vingsel here. Looks like poor old me is going to go down in this stasis prison. I'm going to mind meld with Rapid over in the bottom right, so unless we both perish, we should be good. I think you can mind control every... I think you can mind control everything, can't you? I didn't think there was anything you couldn't. Yeah, you can mind control any unit. Just confirmed by Castle and Ziggy. So, it's not often you get to see a gameplay out. Oh my goodness. Guys, I would just like to point out the color of this base is green. Xeno Sky is trying to take his opponent's island. He's like, well, if you're not going to take it, I sure as hell am. Now, one of the amazing pimpest plays you can do with carriers, and it's something I've died to a lot throughout my years of playing, is you can recall carriers around the map. So say, for example, you want to attack their main, you fly an Arbiter in, recall all your carriers in, kill the main, recall back out, and then come in at a different angle. It's so frustrating to deal with. Now, obviously, if Xeno goes for his own mind control, things could be looking pretty good. Now, Xeno Sky is going to try and get this base in the top right. He's going to be able to do it. But look at how many mind controls there's going to be. Let's actually keep an eye on these carriers. The first mind control not going down just yet. Does miss it. So the carriers are going to be able to get away. Oh, stasis field. Oh my goodness, a huge stasis on top of all the carriers. Wow. Just 2 carriers remain. Look how big those crystals are. If you've got Sham 2s, and the worst thing is, these are all going to get mind controlled when they come out. If you've got Sham 2s like Sham Crystal emote or whatever it is, use it, because this is the time. Now, Storm going down on the Interceptor. Storm pretty good, but Interceptor's still pretty good as well. I am outstanded by stasis on carriers. Just look how amazing this looks. How many mind controls is this? This is 5 mind controls. Wait, no, only 4. This one doesn't have enough energy. I think he feedbacked. There we go. Yoink, yoink, yoink. 3 more carriers to add to the arsenal, and it's going to be 7. No, wait. Yeah, there is 7 carriers against 3. Another 4 should be added on here, but Xeno Sky... Wait, Vingsel... Oh yeah, Vingsel is over 200 supply now. He's mind controlled so many units. He's gone above his own supply he can possibly go for. He's actually way supply blocked in the opposite direction now. He is going to find Xeno's hidden island here. So this is kind of cool, but... I mean, this is a crazy PvP, guys. What more could you ask for? A lot of people complain about PvP being boring. When you say PvP is boring, tell them to come and watch this game. We're 25 minutes in, we've had 7 carriers that have been mind controlled. They're now killing a hidden island base from his opponent. We've got it. Oh my god, another stasis down here on the carriers. There's 3 carriers here, I think. There's going to be a... Wait, is there another mind control? Yeah, oh my god, 232 energy. He's got the upgrade. He's going to yoink another couple of carriers. Here we go. One more. Two more. 3 seconds. And then he gets another one. Wow, there's so many carriers down here. But wait, there's no observer. There's another carrier. Another yoink here. And another 2 Dark Archons coming in. Another 3. He is just taking everything. It's like you build, I take, I spend no money. Look at Vingsil's bank. He has not been spending anything. He has just been mind controlling every single unit. What a game. He's not mind controlling more. He's definitely got the energy too, but... There we go, another yoink. Gonna go down. Let's have a look at the IR upgrades. It's 2-2. I can't even tell. I can't click one of the purple interceptors. I give up. There we go. Purple 1-0. So they... Oh, another yoink. Another 2 yoinks. Look at that. So many mind controls. Oh, I love mind control as a spell. It's so good. Why build something when your opponent can do it for you? 4 carriers left over. We have more than a control group. 200 supply for Vingsil here. He's going to need a few additional mind controls, but the trouble is he can't build any more Dark Archons. He's got so much extra supply that he can't build anything else. So he really should go up to 200 with... Wait, he just lost something. Oh, here we go. There's actually a drop going on at the island base. I think that was a recall. Sorry for missing that, guys. You can't MC a nuke, I don't believe. I mean, that really wouldn't help. Like, it's still going to go off, so... Now, carriers versus carriers. 6 carriers against 12. Carriers die so quickly to other carriers. Look how many interceptors there are. This is just crazy. The island base going to go down. Vingsil, though, is still mining out of 2 of his bases. The final base he has mining is about to mine out. Xenosky is still mining from the 12. He's still mining from the bottom left, and he does have this bottom left mineral only. And Vingsil does not have any additional bases. So these units are going to be cleaned up. This is still anybody's game. In terms of upgrades, let's see. It's 2-2 against, I believe, just 1-1 still. Looks like he did let his interceptors lapse, so unfortunately we're not going to be able to check that. It was just 1-0 before. Looks like 2-0 is on the way, unless that's 3-0 now. Here let's have a look. Yeah, he went 1-1-1, so he is going to get 2-0 now. Now, interestingly, targeting down the Citadel, there is an additional 3 mind controls here. Getting ready. There is an Arbiter for a big stasis. Does have energy upgrade on this Arbiter as well. Now, Xenosky was trying to attack into the natural. Gonna pull back. Doesn't, or really cannot afford to lose any additional carriers. Now, Storm is very good against carriers, but he does not have nearly enough High Templars here to deal with this. Oh my god, Vingsil gonna go for a big stasis again. Look at all the carriers. They're so clumped together. Does manage to get behind the units here, so that is something. Top right base is going to be established here for Xenosky, and Vingsil is now going to push in. The cannons, of course, going to act as a detector, but with this many interceptors, does it really matter? Where is the... Wait, there was a stasis, I think. Oh my goodness. Oh no. That stasis was monolithic. Oh, what a great name. Another mind control, another carrier assimilated into the Borg here from Vingsil. A nice storm on top of the carrier is going to do a decent amount of damage, but unfortunately not going to be enough. Xenosky is running out of his base down here in the bottom left. Now, there is still a ton of carriers here. There's not that many mind controls left. He does have 2 available. But oh my god, the storms on the carriers. Look how much damage they're taking. If these carriers come out and he doesn't mind control them all, he could actually lose this air battle, and how ridiculous would that situation be? Here we go, another mind control, another yoink, another 2. He gets another 2 carriers, but the carriers of Vingsil so heavily damaged, the upgrades such in favor of Xenosky that he's able to take... Oh, another stasis! Another fantastic stasis. And is there going to be another yoink? Oh my god, the storm though. The storm doing so much damage. He's got so many... Yeah, he's got so many Dark Archons, he can't get them anywhere. But the carriers, they're so low on health. If he could just get another storm, another couple of storms on these, maybe he could hold on. I mean, this is such a crazy engagement. They're both dead even on supply. Xenosky obviously has a lower bank, but he still has a good number of carriers. Another carrier coming up here, trying to get as many Interceptors as possible. There's going to be a good number of yoinks as these come out, but another storm on top of the carriers. Oh my god, Xenosky holds. Against all odds, Xenosky is going to hold here. Wow. There's so many mind-controlling Dark Archons here, but the carriers of Xenosky hold on, but another yoink comes in. It's 2 versus 4. The Dark Archons being targeted down. Another one gets yoinked away. It's 3 versus 3. 2 Arbiters coming in. Storm coming down on top of Xenosky's army now. What on earth are we watching here, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else? This is such a ridiculous situation. Falling back to the cannons to try and hold on, try and get vision over his opponent's carriers. And then, wait, oh, I thought there was another yoink, but not quite yet. This is ridiculous. What on earth? The carriers holding on so well. They've got so heavily, they're so heavily upgraded. 3 armor on these carriers, 2-1 only for for Vingsil even. The carriers in the bottom left have been cleaned up, but there's 5 additional carriers just spawned. When these get interceptors, things are going to get interesting, but it looks like they're going to have to fly away for now. The third base is definitely going to be going down here, but look at this, there's a couple of units up here. Vingsil has lost a ton of probes, it looks like, and he's mined out, essentially. There's no additional bases for him to mine. Now the Arbiter gets taken down, but not before a couple of carriers get beaten. There's still 3 Dark Archons. I would love to do like a mind control count of how many carriers have been stolen here. But the base up in the top right has gone down. Xenosky still mining off of 2 relatively healthy bases. But this single Dragoon looks like it's going to be able to take that down. Now the Templar Archive's getting focused. There's no detection. This CT is possibly going to get the clutchest kill of the game here, because without High Templar, how does Xenosky deal with the constant armies of Vingsil? Unfortunately, he really should just mind control that Dragoon. Just save the Dark Archons. Probes being pulled up here. He's going to try and hold up. Wait, why are the probes running up here anyway? Oh, the Nexus went down. Okay, it looks like there was a recall up here into this island base, but Xenosky isn't too worried about that for the time being. We're in a pretty much completely mined out situation for Vingsil. Xenosky's still mining pretty well. His carrier production is still alive. He's still building about 5 carriers at a time. And I think Xenosky has done it. He held on an almost impossible situation after getting mass stasis with mass storms on carriers. And how many carriers is it now? It's 5 carriers versus 3. The upgrades obviously very heavily favoring our green hero here from Chile. Let's have a look at the upgrades once again. It's 2-1-1. There's not that many Interceptors, but it's 3-3 for Xenosky. Now the Dragoon's going to be helping out quite a lot here. The top right base still hasn't been reclaimed. The bank of Vingsil still pretty healthy. He is still up 70 supply. So things could still go well. There is a big chunk of army left down here in the bottom right. So if he plays his cards right, if he engages well enough, he's going to be able to hold on to this game. Xenosky is effectively down to 1 mining base. Vingsil is now distance mining over in the top right. No island base attempt has been done by Vingsil. Xenosky sees this with an observer, so I can't imagine it'll be too long before he goes to kill that. Yeah, DT's going to go and kill that. That's pretty good. Sending all of his carriers up to the top right-hand position. How many mind controls do we have? 3 mind controls in this army. 2 carriers, 4 mind controls, actually. Xenosky has to be careful. If he gets all this stuff mind controlled here, it can still spiral out of control. And this is a crazy, crazy slugfest. What on earth have we been watching? I know someone said that in chat. Sorry, I stole your term. But what a crazy, ridiculous game. We've got 3 High Templar up here. They're all full on energy, and he's not storming because he just forgot about them, I think. Now, Stasis or Mind Control could win the game here for Vingsil. If Xenosky can hold on to this base, things are looking good. Now, it looks like the Dark Archon got up here, but isn't going to be able to do it. Nice Storm on top of the Arbiters. Oh no, this is not looking good. Stasis Field is going to be so powerful, but not going to be going down for now. DT in the bottom middle, 5 kills already. Looks like Vingsil is going to abandon his hopes to attack this 12 o'clock base because look at how many cannons there are. You're not attacking into that. But there's been no scouts yet. Okay, so another base is going to go down here from Xenosky. Kind of taking this base not too important. I really hope Vingsil doesn't recall into it because that would be such a waste of time. This is a very eager Dark Archon. Look at him go. He's wiggling his way around. He's like, I want to mind control something. I want to mind control something and immediately die because that's my purpose. That's why I was built. Oh, if he stasises these and then recalls on top of them. Oh my god. Every single carrier -1 getting stasis. Now if he recalls on, oh wait, he probably didn't have the energy, does he? If he could have recalled his Dark Archons on top of that, I would give him full props because that would be amazing. Now, Vingsil has managed to re-expand, not expanded down into the bottom. Xenosky has not managed to re-expand here, but there's not even 400 minerals left over here, I don't think, so... This Reaver from like the beginning of the game is still here. That goes down. Looks like we are going to have another stasis on top of the carriers. And the carriers down here, they just can't come in to defend. This could be the move that Vingsil needed to push in and finish the game. Xenosky is still down in supply, but can he hold on here against all odds? The mind control is going to be coming in here. Let's see how many yoinks we're going to get. I love watching yoinks. Here we go. 1. He gets 1. Storm going down on the other carriers. 2. 3 versus 6 carriers now. I don't think Xenosky has the money to rebuild them. I think this is going to be it. Xenosky falling back here. GG. Xenosky taps out and Vingsil, after an incredibly long and arduous and very exciting PvP, takes game number 1. Now that, whoa, that was a very fun PvP. It's not often you get to see games like that, and you know what? We got to see it here. Carrier versus Mind Control, Carrier versus Arbiters versus, I don't know, everything. That was a ridiculous game, 40 minutes nearly. Really good. If you missed any of it, I would definitely watch the VOD afterwards because it's very well worth seeing that the whole way through. But that's going to take me into a little bit of a short break here just to kind of regain my voice, get a little bit of drink in me, and I'll be back in a few minutes with game number 2. It's going to be a ZVZ, so should have a bit of a quicker game to follow this one up. We'll be back in a minute. See you guys soon.
And people like Kix, for example, who has an encyclopedic knowledge of every map that's ever been released on StarCraft. And
he's a map man! Skibidi-bidi-bidi-on do-do-do. Skibidi-on-do-do-do. Skibidi-bidi-bidi-on do-do-do. He's a map man! Ba-da-ba-da-ba-dee-da-ba-ba-da-bo. Ba-ba-ba-da-bo. Bee-da-ba-ba-da-bo. Ba-ba-ba-da-bo. Everybody plays one way or the other, so check out my message to you. As a matter of fact, I don't let nothing hold you back. If Kix can do it, so can you.
Please don't listen to him for maps.
yeah.
Okay, we have a ton of Matrino codes still to use, so I'm making this quick video to show you how easy it is to actually use them. So you click the Matrino link, it brings up the Matrino page. In the top right, you hit sign in. You sign in with whatever you want to. In this case, I'm going to sign in with Twitch. That'll take you back to the page, and then if you hit contribute, you put in the coupon code LSTPL. You can put a comment if you want to, and you can hit contribute right there, and it'll add it to the prize pool. Easy as pie. Okay, it's time for a quick tip. Here we have Neo Outlier. I'm going to show you how to get over these temples with a probe. I'll also do it with an SCV and a drone as well. So what you do is you essentially send the probe up to mine, you press stop, and you go to build a pylon. Now you build the pylon underneath you, so essentially it's going to push you, then you spam right click, and all of a sudden you are through. And here is the same trick with Terran. There's a couple of ways you can do this. One of them is you build a depot, and you essentially cancel building, and you just spam yourself through. You have to be kind of stuck or either on the building in the temple or there. But you can cancel that, and just to show, you can do it both ways as well. Okay, now there's a way you can do this with just 2 workers, which is the only way Zerg are able to do this. You can also do this with Protoss and Terran as well. So essentially, you get both workers lined up here. You mine with 1 worker, you send the second worker to mine just behind it, and you hit stop. It can be a little bit finicky, so don't worry if you don't get it first try. We got it. No we didn't. Yes we did. Okay, so that didn't go perfectly. You can do it a lot better than that, but it does take a little bit of practice. So just keep trying, and you will eventually get it. And you'll find it actually has quite a lot of uses in various different maps. Okay guys, welcome back. We're here for game number 2 between Net Wars and DM. I'm slowly starting to lose my voice, so I need to be very careful. Because I do not want to go back to being ill again, because that was not fun. Also, we're coming up to Christmas, but we'll soldier on for a little bit longer. If the games are super long, we'll call it, but I think we should be fine. We're going to be going into a ZVZ next, so that's obviously going to be a lot quicker. Now, our second map is going to be Neo Outlier. We showed it off in Series 1, so because it's getting quite late, we'll skip the map introduction, but we will have a look at our players here. For DM, we're going to have Yop. Now, Yop has only played a few games across his history in the STPL. Not doing too bad, 33% win rate, not too bad at all. His only ZVZ was a loss, but he played against Neon Zerg on this map, so I mean, you can't really judge him for that. Like, a lot of people would lose to Neon Zerg in a ZVZ, including the best of the best in the STPL, so... And let's have a look at his opponent. It's going to be Mr. Bombastic himself. It's Zero, obviously host and organizer of the BSL. Really fun stream to watch as well. If you don't watch the BSL, why aren't you watching it? If you're going to watch the STPL, you should watch BSL as well, and vice versa, because it's where the best of the best, all the best foreigners play in both of these tournaments. Really fun. He's got a 50% win ratio overall, and he is going to be joining us for the Christmas Cup on Sunday as the starting player for Net Wars. So a lot of faith being put into him there. And sorry, I was just throwing some shade up farther in Discord. But let's have a look at game number 2. It's Zero versus Yop, and it's going to be here on Neo Outlier. Okay, starting us up here in the 12 o'clock position, we do have the navy blue, or is this royal blue? No, it's navy blue. The navy blue Zerg fighting for. He really needs to play with his Net Wars tag. Fighting for Net Wars. It's going to be Zero, and his opponent spawning down here in the bottom left-hand position in the magenta pink, fighting for DM. From, I believe, Chile, it's Yop. No, Peru, sorry. He's fighting from Peru. DM stands for Disturbed Mind, X-Mark, not Deutsche Mark. Deutsche Mark was a cool name for a currency though. They got replaced by the euro a couple of decades ago, I guess. It's kind of crazy to think the euro has been a thing for so long now. It's like the French had the franc, didn't they? Was Greek lira? I think Greek had lira. They're on euro now. Or was Italy lira? I don't know. I don't know enough about currencies of the world. Yeah, SCP, do not remind me that 1990 was 30 years ago, because that means next year I'm 30 years old. And that doesn't seem right. Oh yeah, lira was Italian. Thank you, Pebble and Abby. SCP saying he's already there. Thing is, like, a lot of my friends are 30, or they're gonna get 30 before me, so I don't feel as bad. But realistically, these days, like, hitting 30 isn't a big deal. Like, it is a pretty big deal. Like, I guess technically it's like a third of the way through most people's lives, based on estimates of when we're all gonna live, or like life expectations or whatever. But it is kind of scary to think that, like, most of your life, like, if we were living 300, 400 years ago, if you were 30, you were, like, well past it. Like, that was it. You were close to being done. Like, it's not good. Yeah, it's a third if you're lucky. Thank you, Lost Boss, for the 5-month resub, man. You're on a 2-month streak, which is kind of cool. Thank you very much. And if anyone else has a Twitch Prime sub they're not using anywhere else, this could be a good place to use it, by the way. Not saying that you should give me your Twitch Prime subs, but maybe you should. It'd be good. Okay, so we've got... Oh, thank you, Lost Boss, for the 200 bits, man. Means a lot. Now, I've completely lost track of what on earth is going on in this game, so I'm very, very sorry. It's been a while since I've casted last, so it's hard to keep my concentration going.
STPL does STPL does STPL Lottie Y STPL Lottie 1.
Thank you, hit him up for the 4-month resub, man. Means a lot. Hit him up in case you don't know, as the captain of Ash did win the previous game. Now, we've got some links coming in here from Zero. Don't think he managed to pick off any drones. Both players did go for a very quick natural expansion. Zero has managed to save on the Sunken, but did go for a few extra lings. And both players are going into Aspire. Yeah, concentrating on casting when you've not casted for a while is so difficult. Like, I'm remembering when I used to do the Clash for Char. The Clash for Char was like a weekly cup, kind of like Havatyu. Like, I started it, I think, after Havatyu started, and we kind of interlinked each other. And that was when I first kind of met Shamtu, but I used to cast for like 5 to 6 hours a day, and I don't know how I did it. Like, STPL, like right now I'm 2.5 hours in, and I guess it's different because I used to cast on the weekend and I didn't have like a full day of work beforehand, but it was, I don't know how I did it. Like 3 hours into an STPL cast and my brain starts shutting down. It's very difficult. And Avi being very nice to Jesse in chat. Jesse, the one thing to remember about Avi is he has a very silver tongue. Like, he knows what to say, but oftentimes it's not nice. But Avi overall's a pretty nice person. It's just, he's got a way of insulting people somehow. But here we go. Looks like we're going to have a lot of links coming in here from Yop. Does get a single drone. Gets 2 drones. Nice pickoff, actually. Oh, and he's going to be able to get us around on Zero's lings. This could be a good situation for Yop to be in. A Ling gets into the main. We'll see. Wow, is he getting another drone? If he gets this drone, it'll be massive. He gets another drone. Nicely done. Yop gonna take the drone lead now. And this is the perfect timing. Before the air battle starts now, there is going to be 6 Mutalisks against initially 6 Scourge. Wait, is this 7? No, it is 6. I can't count. See what I mean? It's 2.5 hours in and I've lost the ability to count units. CRVT saying that was CRVT saying the way I described Abby is an elaborate way of calling a troll a troll. Okay, now we've got Yops, Muteless heading on top of the Muteless that have just spawned here for Zero. This is not a good thing for Zero. The Scourge getting picked off before they can connect. And Zero gets the better end of that engagement. But of course, Yop still does have 7 Mutalisks behind this. Didn't lose anything. So it's 8 Mutalisks versus 8 Mutalisks. But the Mutalisks of Zero are a lot healthier. So that's going to help. Now, do we have any upgrades coming in from either of our players here? No upgrades just yet. So we're going to have both players kind of sitting back a little bit. Zero going for an Evolution Chamber. Maybe worried that he wasn't going to get the better off of that engagement there. Really nice micro from Zero to be able to hold on to that. But the Evolution Chamber now has kind of been a little bit of a waste of money. Obviously, if you're going into Spores, it's good. But if you're not going to get Spores, there's no point. Now, Zero did lose like 3 drones, I think it was. So he doesn't really have the drones to do it. Wasting a Scourge there on an Overlord, I guess it does guarantee the kill, but maybe not worth it. You do kind of want to make sure you've got enough for when the engagement comes. So 11 Mutalisks here for Zero. We've only got 8 still, 9, 10 here, but there's a lot of Scourge coming in, and this is the real story. Scourge getting good connections. Yop on top of Zero's Mutalisk, but there's so many Scourge coming in. It's going to be so hard to keep up with this. Look at the amount of Scourge. So many connections, and Zero may have just done it. He's got 8 Mutalisks against Zero. GG, Zero gets a perfect air engagement, and Yop taps out to give NetWars the 2-0 lead. So that was obviously a little bit of a quicker game there, but Zero really nice micro. He did take a little bit of damage early on, but that final air battle just did everything that he could possibly ask for, and that's going to give NetWars the 2-0 lead. And so far in STPL Season 2, NetWars have not been doing all that great. They're down in 11th place, so getting a win here is going to be very important for our playoff finalist Season 1 teams, well, semi-finalist team. But yeah, let's head in to our third game. It's going to be a TBT. I'm going to go for a very quick break this time, just so I can get another drink again, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Thank you, Chava, for the tier 1 sub, man. You've subbed for 8 months, man. That's thank you so much. You're almost up to. Wait, do you get the badges if you don't have a streak? I don't know how the badges work. Yeah, you do. You're on an 8-month subscriber, so you got the 6-month badge, man. Thank you so much for the support. We're going to be heading into a TBT next. I know there's going to be a lot of resident sleepers, but TBT is definitely one of my favorite matchups, so I'm looking forward to being able to bring this to you. Let's have a look at both of our players coming up here. The map is going to be New Tornado. We've seen some fantastic TBTs on here so far, and hopefully this is going to be one of them. Now, there's someone in chat that has been waiting for this game, I believe. It's going to be Ziggy, aka Starflash, the captain of Net Wars, the current captain, should I say. They've had a few. He's 40% win rate overall, rank 82 in the STPL, but he's been up against some very, very strong opponents, and he's done pretty well in the games he's played. He's 2-0 against Terran at the very least, so there's something. And let's have a look at his opponent for DM. We're going to have J1. J1, one of the stronger players on DM. 62% win rate overall. J1 is actually... Okay, I'm just going to bring this back to me a second, just because of... this is an important statistic. So, see that game he played against Kiko? That is the longest game of STPL history. It was 1 hour 6 minutes, so... It's 10:30. You never know what's going to happen. We had a 40-minute PvP. Are we going to have another hour-long TBT? I have no idea. But if we do, it's sure to be an exciting ride. So without further ado, let's get into game number 3. It's going to be Ziggy versus J1 on New Tornado. Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand position, we do have the blue Terran fighting from Poland for Net Wars. It's their captain, it's Ziggy. And his opponent spawning here in the top right-hand position, we do have the cream Terran fighting from Korea for DM. It's J1. And someone pointed out Ziggy is up at 900 APM, holding that button down like an absolute pro. Now, the funny thing is that 1 hour game that J1 had over Kiko, it's put his average game duration versus Terran at 46 minutes. That is ridiculous. But both players doing pretty well against Terran regardless, so this should be a good TBT. Now, all these people talking about getting snacks and getting a 3-course meal, according to Marine Medic Orgy. Yeah, I'm really hungry now, thank you. If someone wants to email me some food or something, then I'll take it. If one of my RL friends are watching, if you want to pop over, bring me some food, it's all good. I'll accept anything. I don't necessarily need to eat either. I only ate dinner a couple of hours ago. There's something about casting that makes me really hungry. I think it's because I don't move. You know what, I probably should have got up in between this game. Just because I've been sitting like in a similar position for like an hour and a bit, I think. I could do with some chocolate actually. I don't know if you guys have them in America or wherever you live. I know a lot of Europeans will have these, but there's a Swiss chocolate called Lindt. And it's really nice. And there's a thing called Lindt Lindor, which is basically a hard chocolate shell, which is milk chocolate. And the inside is milk chocolate, but it like melts when it goes in your mouth. It kind of melts at mouth temperature, I guess. Rather, well, maybe room temperature as well. But essentially, they do bars of them. And it's so good. I could eat one just now. Now, in terms of what's going on in the game, mirror builds for both players. Ziggy has not pulled out of gas just yet, whereas J1 has, so Ziggy could look to be a little bit more aggressive. Wait, did Ziggy build his... Ziggy must have built his gas later. Yeah, Ziggy got his gas later for some reason. I don't know if I missed something. I feel like I must have done. Now, just for a second while we go back onto the topic of chocolate, Marine Medic Orgy, or MMO, says you should put those Lindt chocolates in the freezer. Now, my stepbrother did that and I thought he was crazy, so is it actually good? Like, I've not done it myself, but That's more than one person that said to do that now, so maybe it is a good idea. But then again, he puts the weirdest stuff in the freezer. Like, I've seen him put, like, you know, like Parmesan or Parmesan cheese, or it's Parmesan I say, but I think Americans say Parmesan or something. Parmesan cheese, like, you can get it where it's like already grated in like a pot, and he puts that in the freezer for some reason. It's like, why? He also puts, is it oregano? I think he puts oregano in the freezer. And I've Dota, this is a replay. All of the games in the STPL are casted from replays. There's multiple reasons behind this. One of them is 8 best of 5s are played a week. Or is it 7? 7 best of 5s are played a week. And to cast them all live would be physically impossible, just because they would all have to be played on Sunday. And a normal cast of 2 best of 5s usually lasts between 2 to 4 hours. So I'd be casting pretty much all day. And also, because it's a global team league, there'd be a lot of lag with me trying to cast, as well as a problem with the fact that players need to be available at certain times, and that's not always possible. And T-Bell is saying, did I just say oregano? Did I say that wrong? I don't know. I'm such a noob when it comes to food. Well, I'm a noob when it comes to StarCraft as well. It's just I know how to blag my way through this, but food I don't. Oregano? I guess it could be oregano. That's just the way I've said it. I don't know. Okay, so we've got an academy coming in from Ziggy. This does give you options to go for scan. It's not often you would go for such a quick academy, but he did see there was no expansion, so he's kind of assuming that there's going to be rates. And if you're going to go up against Cloak, you need scan. So it is going to be a 2-fact push here from J1. So I was saying this could be a longer game, but it's definitely going to be a little bit of a quick one. Has he already got Siege? If he's got Siege, this is going to be a very difficult position to try and break. But Ziggy went Siege first, so this is going to be pretty good. This is going to be a really easy hold. Oh, the mine though! Wow, that was a good mine. Okay, J1 going to get back on top of the ramp with his tanks. But I would definitely give the benefit of the doubt there to Ziggy. He's got his expansion coming up. He's got siege mode, which is very, very important. You get a siege mode tank up here, and all of a sudden this push is very, very, very ill-fated. Needs to target down the mines. Good target firing so far. Very, very nice target firing by Ziggy. And going to be able to hold on with a single tank. And it's times like this when I look down at my phone to see my Twitch dashboard, and I think maybe it's a good idea that they're removing comments from Twitch VODs, and you don't see them on YouTube. And Arota is saying I should press F5. He's saying, "What will you say? You dare me to press F5? What do you want? Like, are you gonna sub if I press F5? Is that what's gonna happen? Are you gonna sub again?" Because I'll press F5. I'm a madman, I'll do it. Okay, well then I'm not going to press F5. I know you like it. You're one of the crazy people that likes the classic graphics in 1.20 or whatever version we're on now. One of these days I'm going to cast in Carbot just to throw people off. Now we've got J1 setting up a pretty strong position over the top of this like kind of wedge of high ground. Going to make it very difficult for Ziggy to be able to push out. Now Ziggy is very interestingly building his starport right next to his high ground here, which is going to make it very, very hard to hold on to if J1 gets in the right position. And yeah, this is definitely a great position for J1, but the problem is J1 did lose a good number of tanks to get here. He played a little bit too aggressive early on. Now they are both going into a starport relatively at the same time. J1 has secured a second base. This high ground position is going to be super, super important, but Ziggy managed to get a couple of vultures out here, which are going to help get them out in the middle of the map, lay some mines, get some intel, and scout for any possible third base locations. Now J1, interestingly, is continuing to build vultures. I don't kind of agree with that right now. I think what would be better for him is just build mass tanks. But he has only just got a second gas, so does need to try and get some upgrades going and everything like that. Whereas the armory's there, +1 attack is coming on. And it looks like we're going to have Ziggy doing the same thing. It's going to be a little bit quicker for Ziggy though, as Ziggy's economy has been a little bit better. Now you can already see the tank line starting to be put up here. This Wraith is going to be very, very important. There's no turret down here, so eventually this Wraith will be able to clear all of these tanks. But it's going to take a while. There we go. F5. This looks awful. 1.16 looked way better than this, I swear. But even then, I look back at my old casts from 1.16 and I'm like, this did look bad. Two people, when I pressed F5, just spontaneously combusted. They love the old graphics, but unfortunately we're going for this graphics because, well, it's fortunate for me because I would literally get headaches from trying to cast like that weird style. Okay, so Wraith on Wraith action here. J1 setting up a stronger and stronger position. The turrets on the high ground going to make it very, very difficult for Ziggy to be able to break out of here. He needs to go into dropships. Dropships are kind of the real way you deal with this. Now, is he going to... Wow, he's going double... Wait. Double command... Oh my god, is he going to nuke? Is he going nuke? Is he channeling the spirit of Radley? I know Radley's on Ash right now, but... I want it to happen. I want the covert ops so bad. Oh, make it happen, Ziggy. Do it. Why else would you build 2 command centers here? This is such a weird position to do it. Get those nuke silos up in here. Elgated asks, can you use SCVs to break this? Yes and no. The high ground position is so strong on this map. You can kind of ease your way down and take a third base. But look at this, Ziggy, or J1 is going to take his third base in the top middle. Just build the covert ops, Ziggy. Just do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Oh no! The command center is going to fly up. It's going to find a command center already there. And Ziggy is going to feel pretty bad about this because he'd rather have built the command center down here to float down to here. But that is the way the cookie can crumble sometimes. You can always salvage it by going for a... covert ops. Look at this, gonna drop on top of this and secure this location with a few units and then put his own command center down. Now if he pulls enough units over here, it's gonna be hard, but this is why dropships are very, very important in TBT. And look at this, J1 moving in a position to deal with this. If he could get a tank here, he can deny the second gas of Ziggy, and that pretty much checkmates him. But it is gonna be hard to push forward. Now J1 scanning around, double checking what's been dropped up on this high ground. Doesn't want to give up his mission over here, so he isn't going to send any units back. But he is going to give Ziggy free reign over a third base. And J1 is not building another command center anywhere, so Ziggy's actually going to have the advantage despite being in such an awful position positionally. And Sold Mum for RP says, I wonder if you can use landing buildings to tank shots. You can, but it really isn't worth it. It's much better to just go mass drop and try and pull the units away from the position. When you get someone in a position as strong as this, it's honestly just better to just go and drop around the edge of the map, because dropping around the edge of the map is really how you're going to get another base. And when you watch someone like Fantasy or Flash play, when you look back at 2010 and Flash nowadays, like especially that best of 5 they played in the TVing OSL semi-finals, you would see Flash, like Flash and Fantasy, they would drop like one tank and they would build a command center with it, because it's like, okay, are you gonna trade inefficiently to try and kill this one tank, or are you gonna leave it? If you leave it, I get an extra gas. Now Ziggy's trying to add on a ton of vultures. This is another way you can break out, but honestly, just go for 2 starports. Just go mass dropship. Now Ziggy is going to try and give up his position on the 3rd and try and go for his own mini contain here. Now, while this is good, I don't think it's worth it, because look, he's losing his tanks down here. Oh, he does have a good position over the 2nd gas though, so this is very, very nice. Now, if he can get some tanks on this high ground, it's going to make things a little bit more difficult, but the trouble is there's so many units in the natural now. The gas goes down for J1. Ziggy in such a good position now. But the big problem that Ziggy has is he's lost most of his defense for this base, so that's a problem. And also he's got so many units rallying into his natural. The second one moves too far forward, these tanks pull all of the units in, because vultures do not care, they will just run wherever they get hit. It's really annoying. Now we are going to have a double drop coming into the main. There is a lot of units back here for J1 though. Really, really nicely spread out tanks, going to make this very difficult to hold on to. Oh no, he's actually going to send him over to his 3rd base. Another 3rd base attempt going to be killed by J1. Ziggy has actually started mining quite well off his 3rd. And he's got a really big supply lead right now. I think realistically Ziggy should have this game won. You can see he's trying to rebuild his refinery. It's going to go down again. I mean, all he has to do is scan this. And the trouble is J1 just isn't mining any gas anymore. Well, he's mining a little bit, but not for long. And it's only going to get worse from here. And Radley, this game started with a 2-factory play by J1. Didn't do enough damage, and Ziggy was able to hold on. And he's been contained for a long, long time, but he got dropships. He moved around the edge of the map, and he cancelled out some of the 3rd bases. But this is the move that Ziggy has to be worried about. There's no tanks defending his 3rd base. So it's going to be 3rd for 3rd. As J1 pushes up onto this. Now there is triple dropship. This is going to allow him to hold on, but there's not actually that many units in here. Now I really hope that Ziggy doesn't see this and think I'm dead, because he's not. He's still in a fantastic position. Should have really... Oh my god. The SCV's transferring through, doing so much damage, but the dropships going into the main, 2 of them going down before they can drop anything. And I mean, he's got a position over the factories, but there's not really that many units, so it looks like J1 should be able to hold on for the time being. The Wraith has been able to kill most of the stuff over here. There's a ton of units still in the natural, unable to really achieve too much. And the final units in J1's main have been cleaned up. Now Ziggy still with a supply lead, he's still got an SCV lead. But J1 needs more bases, he needs more gas, and that's something he just does simply not have right now. Now J1 did go to drop on the tanks, but for some reason he thought better of it. I think maybe he's waiting for another dropship. Honest is still here on Ziggy to break out, so Ziggy's going to push forward. This could be the checkmate move by J1. I think Ziggy maybe overdid this. I think maybe he should have just gone back to the dropship play, but nice moves by Ziggy, getting good mines on top of this hill. And he is going to be able to... Is he going to break through this? No, J1 just holds. And the supplies have evened up. J1 with a bigger bank right now. J1 trying to expand to a 3rd base again. Looks like a Wraith is going to be able to clean up all of this. This is what he was waiting for. I mean, Ziggy does have his 3rd base now. He is starting to build SCVs, but there's a double drop coming into the main base. Going to be taking down a ton of the SCVs of Ziggy up here. And this is going to be so hard for Ziggy to be able to deal with. He lost his dropships. He didn't go for double starship dropship like I thought, double starport dropship like I thought he would do. But is he going to be able to clean this up? He should be able to without taking too much damage. But the issue is he's got no way of being aggressive. He still can't realistically get out of his base. He's got so few tanks left. There's still 5 tanks remaining on this area. The 4th base of J1 is going to be coming up soon. as soon as this tank dies. And I think J1 might have this. I thought Ziggy had this in the bag. He almost checkmated his opponent. He put him down to 1 gas. But look at this. Ziggy's pushing forward again. And I just don't think he needs to do this. All he needs to do is get a ton of dropships and just move around the edge of the map. Pushing forward here is just... I'm not feeling it. It just doesn't feel like the right play here. And the tank on the high ground with the D Matrix is going to be doing so much. 10 kills? 9 kills? 1. That one just got here. 2 and 1. These tanks have been so cost effective. And finally we have another dropship. I mean, he's going to be able to take his 3rd base here. But look at this. The 4th base is going to come down. Is there another mine here? Yes, there is. He needs to block the command zone with a mine. But unfortunately he doesn't know about it. Now obviously I'm Mr. Hindsight here because obviously I can see everything that's going on. And Ziggy at this point had to deal with so much. But I feel like Ziggy has put himself in a weird position here, but he's still played incredibly well to be in such a horrible position from being contained like this. He's still managed to do well, so he does need more dropships. Still no covert ops, unfortunately, but I think that dream is dead. J1 is mined out of his main. Let's check the natural. It's going to be a long way away because it does have 2,000 minerals. 3rd base, obviously started mining before Ziggy's now. He's going again. This time he's pulling some SCVs. He's going to siege on the low ground. He doesn't have any vision up here. Now another D-Matrix on that front tank. Going to be doing so much. And look at how many tanks that J1 has here. And Ziggy, all of his tanks are pretty well clumped. So this is definitely not a position he wants to be in. Nice drop on those front tanks. And Ziggy may have checkmated himself here. He's tried to push out far too many times. He cannot break this position. And J1 defending this high ground may have just won the 1st game in the series here for DM and keeps the dream of an ace match alive, because obviously if Ziggy wins this, he is on match point. Now I know Hit 'em Up is saying Firebat is the most unused TVT unit, but realistically Firebats, like if you build 2 Firebats and stim them into an SCV line, you can do a ton of damage. Obviously it's a bit of a waste of money, but it can still do a lot of work to SCV. Did that mine explode? I guess it did, right? Oh my... Oh my goodness. Well, Ziggy's going to push forward again, and unfortunately I think this may be a little bit ill-fated. Another D-Matrix, really nice. 3 attack, by the way, against 2. Such a massive advantage. Ziggy down, well he's up to 4 bases, but he's down to like 1 tank right now. He's only got 3 factories producing tanks at a time. He does have 3 tanks at his 3rd base. I still don't understand why he's been trying to break this position. Realistically, he did not need to do this. Like, pushing into this over and over again does not seem worth it. GG, Ziggy taps out, and J1 takes the 1st win of the series for DM. Now, I know Ziggy is probably watching that game back and kicking himself because he was in such a good position. But he just played a little bit too over aggressive. TVT, you don't need to be aggressive. Like, if you can get a position over their 3rd base, do it. But you don't need to go into the main. You don't have to win the game right here, right now. That's a problem. That's actually something, like, I know this is going to sound a little bit... I don't know how to put this right, but it's going to sound a little bit hypocritical since I'm not good. But one of the things that I've learned from speaking to Korean players is a lot of the reason why they think that players like Eonzerg and DeWalt don't do as well is they just try to end the game too quickly. And it is strange, and I get it, because when you're in the lead you kind of want to win. But one big difference between Korean players and foreign players is when you look at a Korean player, they'll often try and just get more ahead. When you look at Eonzerg, for instance, he gets in the lead and then he just keeps throwing units at his opponent, and that's how you can lose a one game, and unfortunately that's what happened with Ziggy. So well played by both players. J1 gets another win to add to his TVT record, and that's going to take us into our next TVT when we get back after this short break. See you guys very soon. Okay, we have a ton of Matrino codes still to use, so I'm making this quick video to show you how easy it is to actually use them. So you click the Matrino link, it brings up the Matrino page. In the top right, you hit sign in. You sign in with whatever you want to. In this case, I'm going to sign in with Twitch. It'll take you back to the page, and then if you hit contribute, you put in the coupon code LSTPL. You can put a comment if you want to, and you can hit contribute right there, and it'll add it to the prize pool. Easy as pie. Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. Well, I was playing an EGM fight night, and it just so happens in round 1 I played up against Terra. I've always said that I have bad micro, but this was on another level. StarCraft released 20 years. Ah! Okay guys, we are back here for game number 4 of Net Wars versus DM. DM are currently 1-2 down, but if if Kyrie can beat Koget here, we could be going into an ace match. I actually forgot what players were playing, even though I'm looking at it on the screen. So that is the wonderful power of for casting for 3 hours, which is kind of crazy. I didn't expect my first cast back to be 3 hours, so it's been rough. It's been difficult, but we're getting through it. I just stretched my legs a little bit, so that feels good. But it's very important to get up and stretch your legs. Let's introduce both of our players here. Luckily enough, I wasn't muted. I didn't check that, but I'm not. So well done, previous kicks, for remembering to do that. So having a look here, it's going to be Kyrie for DM. Kyrie, one of DM's stronger players, 42% win rate overall. He is, I believe, a Korean that lives in America, but for the purposes of the overlay, he is American. 4 for 2 against Terran. He's played up against some pretty good Terrans as well, beating Pinkbrush and Forever quite recently, losing to Fly Mio though. And his opponent going to be Kogut. Kogut, rank number 4 in the STPL overall. Kogut with a 79% win ratio overall. He's 7 for 1 against Terran. So just a tip for Ash. Not that I want to be biased, but if you're going to be sending out someone against Kogut in this weekend's Winners League match, you may not want to send out a Terran. Just saying. But yeah, Kogut, a very, very strong TBT player. He did beat Logan on Desperado. It was a relatively close game. He beat Marwin in an incredible TBT on New Tornado, and he beat SPX in a similarly amazing TBT on New Arkanoid. So Kogut, definitely one of my favorite TBT players from the foreign scene. And let's have a look at what could be the final game of the series, or we could have an ace match. It's going to be Kyrie versus Kogut. It's going to be here on BlitzX. Okay, starting us off in the top left-hand position, we do have the Orange Terran fighting from Korea in America for DM. It's going to be Kyrie. Kiri, however you say it, I still don't know. And his opponent spawning up here in the top right-hand position in the wonderful magenta. It is going to be Kogut fighting for Net Wars. And still not using his tagged ID. Ziggy, if you're here, man, you gotta start getting people to use their tags, man. Just because they're Net Wars doesn't mean they get to not use the tags. I know a lot of the problem is they complain they don't have a Net Wars tag, but even if they've got like a KDV tag or whatever it is that you guys play under in BWCL, I'd accept that. Although I guess that'd be more confusing. Maybe untagged is probably better if they really, really, really can't make a ID. Okay, so it is a TBT. The last TBT we saw went about 20 minutes or so. Net Wars isn't a Merc clan, it's just they're not... It's weird, Net Wars are a team but they're not necessarily a clan. So it's a mix of players in different clans, but they all play under the Net Wars banner for Poland, I think. Boneth, can you confirm that? Because I don't actually know. But obviously Boneth is here. If you don't know who Boneth is, what rock have you been living under? One of the strongest, if not the strongest foreign Brood War player at this current time. And winner of the Corrupted Cup 2019. Overall boss and a really cool guy. I believe you were casting Nation Wars, weren't you? Yeah, I guess Net Wars is just like a Polish community, so it is kind of like, as you say, Chava, like FPW having a team. Yeah, the FBW team died because not enough people were showing up. It was mainly Hirmu and what Lucky said. I don't know if you guys heard that, but she meowed. It's like Hirmu and Faust every week, and then Tai2 abandoned them for Soul, and then Faust stopped playing. So And Net Wars also had a pretty big player poached from them. Barneth, unfortunately, getting poached from Net Wars, moving over to Seoul, but he's found new successes in Seoul as well, because one of the funniest things that Fujikura told me, the leader of Seoul, is Barneth has essentially earned his Korean wings in Seoul. Like, he gets put out like every week now. He's so good. Now Kogut building his barracks a little bit closer to Kairi's base. Going to be able to take that on now. Once again, I kind of lost track of what was going on, but we did have a factory expand coming in from Kogut. We saw, I believe, exactly the same thing. Yeah, we did the same exact thing here for Kairi. Looks like both their factories are pretty much exactly the same timing. The gas is pretty much exactly the same timing as well. Now we have mines first coming in from Kogut. Kairi is going for speed first. Now usually in TBT I would say speed first is better. If you're going... Okay, so mines first is better against anything... Yeah, Kogut cancels his mines. He faked mines, so when you're going Vulture versus Vulture, speed is better, for sure, because speed Vultures just wreck non-speed Vultures. It's kind of like Speedlings versus non-Speedlings. But when you're going against something that isn't Vultures, mines are better, because obviously mines make it harder for them to push. Now Kogut actually, with his factory, saw the amount of Vultures leaving his opponent's base, saw the fact, well, he obviously didn't see they had speed, but he is going to go tank first instead. So tank first has its own weird kind of dynamic, because essentially the way tank first works is against mass Vulture you can die, because the tank does die very quickly, and if your opponent goes mine first, if they surround your tank with mines, that's game over pretty much. But with speed first, if you can block the ramp, your tank first opening is actually going to do pretty well in TBT, because speed Vultures, they take forever to kill tanks. If you sit them on the ramp and you repair them, Vultures are never getting up into the base. Now obviously the natural could be Ravage, that can be a problem, but it's not a big problem. So the speed first opening not really going to be doing too much here from Kairi. I guess the one benefit... Yeah, okay, he really needs to fix his rally points. He's played on this map before, so there's no excuse for this to be happening. Just rally down here. Like, there's absolutely no reason not to rally down here. It looks like he has fixed it. But if you rally down and then move across, this doesn't happen. This just wastes a lot of time getting your units to your opponent's base. I know it's a bit of a pain, but it really isn't that hard to deal with. It's like the hole in Blue Storm. Like, you just have to... You have to get used to it. Now, we do have Kairi with mines now. Now, mines are going to be a very powerful tool for Kairi in this game, because if he gets mines in good positions, he'll have perfect map vision for a very long time. Now, unfortunately, the barracks is going to go down for him. The Vultures do manage to get around. Can they get into the natural and do some damage? Doesn't look like they'll be able to achieve too much here, but he is going to give it a try. Does need to make sure to use all of his mines though before these go down, because mines super important in TBT. When you go for a Vulture opening, essentially the main benefit is not necessarily that you can run in and kill loads of SCVs. It's the fact that when you look at the map vision, if you spread out the mines properly, you pretty much know everything that's ever going to happen. And that's so important in TBT. Knowledge is power. Trying to think of the... oh, the mines! Oh! That was a big mine. I'm trying to think of the... What's the, like... Oh, what's the name of that? G.I. Joe. It's like, what's his catchphrase? It's like knowing is half the battle or something. In TBT, it's almost like knowing is most of the battle. Okay, let's check the upgrades. Is there any upgrades coming in here? +1 attack on the way here for Kyrie. Need to find a unit that, just double check he's not going +2 already. His opponent, of course, doesn't have +1 either. Neither of them really rushed up to it, but it looks like Kyrie's is going to finish a little bit quicker. We've got double Starport coming in from Koga, which is going to be pretty good. Obviously, drops very, very powerful on this map. Going for a quick race switch can be powerful as well. Now the vultures are finally cleaned up, and obviously due to the fact he was building so many vultures, you can see the gulf in tank count. It's 8 tanks versus 4, so things are definitely looking a little bit stronger here for Koga. If Koga can get in a good position, if he can run across the map right now and secure this area, he's pretty much going to checkmate his opponent. But obviously without mass scans, which you don't really get until a little bit later on, you don't necessarily know what your opponent's going to do. Now losing some tanks to mines, not really what you want to be doing. Is going to try and secure this 3rd base down here, which will actually be his 4th base. Now, is Kyrie going to try and push through the middle of the map here? This wouldn't be necessarily a bad idea. But once again, he doesn't know that because he doesn't have mass scans just yet. He doesn't have 5 command centers with comstats. Or comstats, as some people call it, which is the weirdest thing. I guess it makes sense. You'd think it'd be a comstat station, so comstat. It's comstat because it's communication satellite. But yeah. Yeah, and one thing to know about this map, if you don't know, if he takes the mineral here, big units can fit through, so he can actually push through with tanks. But he does need to be careful. Obviously, Koga does have a ton of tanks over him. Where have all of... Okay, so there's still not that many tanks here from Kyrie. One thing to note as well is there is an island base here that I have never seen successfully mined from in a TVT. You put a tank here or a tank here, and that base can no longer mine. It's kind of funny. It's really, really easily to hold on to, or to deny, sorry. And it's really hard to hold on to because if you drop tanks down here, you don't have high ground vision. And you don't have high ground, so attacking into tanks above it is difficult. Now the 4th base is up and running now for Koga. Not going for the 4th gas just yet, but he is up 9 workers. Let's check the factory count. 1, 2, 3 factories. Triple starport, and it gets scanned. Look at Kyrie's scan there. Nicely done. And a physics lab and a science facility coming on the way. Now it's going to be 7 factories here for Kyrie. So Kyrie is going to have to look to be a little bit aggressive. There is triple dropship here. He doesn't have that many units in. Honestly, he should just pick up everything and just pick up nothing but tanks. You need to kill these starports. You need to stop them from being able to do too much. Going for this expansion isn't really going to help you. You need to just go for the main, I would say. He's going to secure the high ground here, but there is only 2 tanks. There's a ton of vultures with mines, so that is something. But the dropship going down, that's a pretty big loss. And the tanks on the low ground are going to clear this up. I guess he had to worry about the turrets here, and there is tanks in the main. But Kyrie's going to have to be careful now. What are the upgrades looking like? Still no additional attack upgrade. If Koga can get his ship weapons and his ship armor upgrades going quickly, it's going to be so difficult for Kyrie to be able to engage this with Goliaths. Just because Koga has so many tanks to hide behind with his battle cruisers. Now, Kyrie is trying to take the bottom left-hand base. The trouble is, once you've got this, there's not that many other bases to take. The only other gas base you can take here is going to be this island base in the middle, which no one is going to be able to take in this game, especially when we start seeing battle cruisers coming in. No energy upgrade coming in or Yamato or anything like that just yet. Looks like Kyrie is getting ready now. One play we saw from J1 against Kiko on this map, I think it was from Kiko actually, was he went mass vessel and he dematrixed whatever was Yamato'd, and that worked so well. Because in case you don't know, Vessel's dematrix saves a tank from taking any damage. Dematrix, I think it actually perfectly defends against the Yamato, so if you get a good set of dematrixes off, if you know exactly where your opponent's going to be going to be attacking. Things will be pretty good. Now the Vulture's going to come down here to the bottom right-hand base. Get rid of, take down a few of those SCVs. But realistically, that's only going to help Kogut. I know that sounds very weird. Kogut's actually way overbuilt SCVs. He's up at 84. And that's a lot of supply he's going to have to free up to go for more battlecruisers. Still no upgrades on this physics lab. Going for ship weapons attack and hull plating. So he is going to have very heavily upgraded battlecruisers fairly soon. Now, Kyrie is going to try and mine through the X. I have no idea why he just attacked there. I guess there must have been a mine. But there's actually quite a lot of minerals here, so it's quite useful to try and expand, or not expand to them, but just take them. Now Kogut is definitely in a good position here, because the longer the game goes on, the better it's going to be for him. He doesn't have to spend nearly as much money as Kyrie's going to have to. Like, when you go Goliaths against battlecruisers, it's not necessarily a position you want to be in, because Goliaths, yes, they can kill the BCs if you got well upgraded, or if you're well upgraded enough, but he doesn't have +2 attack yet. +3 attack is pivotal against BCs, because they do have 3 plating by default. Obviously, Terran vehicles have 1, but Wraiths are coming down to the bottom right. There is a single turret and a single Goliath here, so that's going to be able to clean this up. But look at this. Kyrie is trying to push his way through the middle of the map. If he can move in and do critical damage to Kogut before the BC count gets too high, then he is going to be in a good spot. But there is already 4 BCs on the map. Battle cruisers are operational. The Wraiths are going down in the bottom right. And Kyrie may be running out of time here, because as soon... Okay, there is a drop coming in here. Do need to make sure I keep an eye on that. One of the dropships going to go down. Can't really afford to be losing those. And I think Kogut is just kind of checkmating Kyrie. I don't want to call this too early, but Kyrie is going to struggle so much against the BCs. He just doesn't have anything that can deal with it. Kogut's building 3 BCs at a time. Yamato is finally coming online. And he just lost so many tanks. I mean, there's a big amount of units that could go down to the bottom right, but he's going to be fighting up against high ground tanks. They do only have +1 attack, so that is a benefit for Kyrie in this game. Now, Radley, for the benefit, obviously, the Ghost King himself, saying that a BC is one Ghost and 4 Goliaths in cost, so he's calling Kogut's play lame. And I mean, in a way, Ghosts would be more exciting than BCs, but Kogut plays his style. Unfortunately, Radley, you didn't convert Kogut well enough, which is why he didn't go for nukes against Terror in the Corrupted Cup. But there we go. Dropship on the high ground, going to drop some of these tanks off. Going to make it a little bit harder for these high ground tanks to hold on. But the trouble is, he's going to be running in straight. Whoa, I don't want to change that. Straight into 3 BCs. There's not that many Goliaths here. The Goliaths aren't heavily upgraded, so the BC is going to be doing so much damage with their 4 armor. Now, I mean, Kogut's taking this mineral only, but he doesn't necessarily need it. Kyrie even, is going to have all of his tanks pushed back, and Kyrie, I mean, he saw the BCs, he scanned them. I don't understand why he waited so long to jump the gun. He needed to make something happen before this. And I mean, yes, there's a ton of Goliaths coming in. That's going to be a lot of reinforcements every time. You can't really fight toe-to-toe with the BCs right now. There's 7 of them. He doesn't have Yamato just yet. There we go, Yamato! He gets a tank. And another one. Kaboom. Well, boom goes the dynamite. Another tank goes down. And these BCs are just going to get more and more cost effective the more the game goes on. Oh, there we go. Yamato! 2 of them! Kaboom! Another 2 tanks going down. The tanks now are going to be able to clean up all Goliaths. And this is why Goliaths against BCs kind of suck. Like, they can work really well, but if you lose all of your tanks, that's pretty much game, because you can't deal with the tanks of your opponent. And it looks like he does have a few more tanks to come in here. Does need to be careful. Another couple of Yamatos here. Nicely done by Koga, making full use of his energy here. Very, very important to do. And there's going to be another one in just a second. There's a mine going down on a couple of tanks. Oh, nice mine. But not good enough. Kyrie is in a bit of an awkward situation here. Koga still isn't trying to take the middle base, but I mean, look at this. There's 2 tanks on the high ground. He isn't taking that. And another couple of Yamatos are going to be ready soon. There's now 9 BCs. More BCs are continued to be added. Koga sacked a few SCVs to make this happen as well. And another Yamato right now. Boom goes the dynamite once again. And I mean, Koga is just doing this really, really well. Like, Kyrie, he's just checkmated. There's nothing he can do about this BC count. He doesn't have the... Like, if he'd have started going Ghost and Lockdown, maybe he could have done something. But unfortunately, it's just too late for that. He can't go his own BCs because he's too far behind in the air war. He's down in air upgrades. Plus 2-2. Should almost be finished. There we go. 2 attack, 2 hull. About to be done. And there's going to be another 2 Yamatos here on another 2 tanks. There we go. Yamato! He gets it. And this is just way, 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 way too much damage. These BCs could actually just suicide into these Goliaths and they'd kill everything. He is trying to go his own BC, but unfortunately a little bit too late. He is actually even on upgrades for now. But realistically, what are you going to do? Build 2 BCs at a time against someone who has 12? I think he's got 12. He's got 10. And look at this, he's just going to take down the mineral only. There's absolutely no recompense for this. He's going to get another Yamato down as well. This is just going perfectly for Koga, showing why he's the #1 ranked foreign Terran in the STPL. And overall, just doing a fantastic job. He's microing them like wraiths right now. I mean, he does still need to be careful. You can throw the game away if you attack into a bajillion Goliaths. But, I mean, realistically, what is Kyrie going to do? He has no answer. And another Yamato going down, making great usage of pretty much every single bit of energy he's getting. Koga is playing this so well. He definitely deserves to win this game. Really, really nicely done. Are we going to get another Yamato before the end of the game? I think we are. Well, maybe we won't. He doesn't even need it anymore. He's just attack moving through everything now. The tanks coming in to the high ground, going to help defend against the Goliaths. But I think there's more BCs on the map. Oh, there we go. Yamato's coming in. There is, I mean, there's 5 BCs here. But he's up against 8. There's a million tanks on the low ground as well. Wait a second. Hold on. No, okay, never mind. I thought maybe, like, with a miracle engagement, he could kill all the BCs, but he can't. GG, Kyrie taps out, and Koga wins game number 4 and wins the series for Net Wars. For a second there, I genuinely thought Kyrie could take that engagement if he had a few more Goliaths, but unfortunately, they just weren't there. They weren't in a position where they could do anything. Let's add the wins to Net Wars. Let's have a look at the results. Then we'll have a look at the results at the end of week 8, because we're finally at the end of week 8. I've been casting now for 3 hours, 31 minutes. It's been a lot of fun. Of course, before we go, there's a few shout outs I need to make, but let's have a look at the results screen. I need to make sure I've actually clicked the button. There we go. Hopefully that worked. But Vingzil taking a 40-minute PvP over Xenosky, Zero taking a win over Yop, J1 taking a 20-minute win over Ziggy, keeping the hopes alive, but Koga stabbing the knife in, twisting the knife, should I say, with his 3rd victory for Net Wars, and winning on Blitz X over Kyrie. Also, just gonna say, Vincent, wait, can I reload that replay? There's no point. It's Yamato. It's the Yamato canon. It's based on Space Battleship Yamato, a really famous anime, really famous manga from back in the day. So that's why it's Yamato. It's also one of the, it's the biggest battleship from World War II, made by the Japanese. It didn't really do too much because it was way too heavy, had way too many guns, and got destroyed by carriers. So there we go, there's your history lesson for today. But yeah, it's definitely not Yamamoto. That is a name, but it's not that. Just a huge shout out once again to Liquipedia for the $500 towards the initial prize pool. Fantastic sponsors. I know they're supporting BSL now as well, which is awesome. It's really great to see them getting Team Liquid getting a little bit more involved in the Brood War scene as well. Liquipedia spawned because of Brood War, and it's now become one of the best resources across esports for so many different games. Okay, another shout out as well, of course, to Maturino for the $200 worth, or for the $200 worth, no, for the $100 worth of 50-cent codes. There's 200 codes overall. I know there is still many codes to be used, so I'm going to spam this once again. Hit that Maturino link, use the code LSTPL to add 50 cents to the prize pool, completely free. You do not have to pay anything, you just have to log in with one of your accounts. They're not going to steal any of your details, they're not going to send you any marketing emails. It's very well worth it. They're a great resource for sort of amateur tournaments everywhere, as it's a secure way to give prize pools to people, and you can also add to the prize pool with your own money or support through Patreon to help out the STPL in general. Now, I'll be back on Wednesday for some more casting, and then we'll be back on a special edition on Sunday. We're going to be having the STPL Christmas Cup number 2. It's going to be a Winners League match. It's going to be casted live, and it's going to be Ash versus NetWars in a best of 7. There is all the details over on Team Liquid. So you won't want to miss it. It should be a lot of fun. Winners League, in case you don't know, is King of the Hill, so the winner will stay on. We're going to be starting with Dreamer from Ash versus Mr. Bombastic himself, Mr. Zero, on Avalon. That'll be on Sunday. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a lot of fun to be able to cast again, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday for the start of week 9. Wait, not yet. There's one more thing I need to do. I almost forgot. I know Fujikura will be like, where's the results from week 8? Or, yeah, week 8. We're on week 8 now. Wow. Let me bring up the results screen. Let's see how those games affected the rankings. Let's have a look at the team ranking screen. So the top of the table remains unchanged for now. Ash move up to 9th. NetWars move up to 10th. Rev drop to 11th. Rev drop to 10th because they're also tied with NetWars. Nice move up to 11th, DM move up to 12th, and Psystorm move up to 13th. That's because we had someone drop down, and also we've got a tie. So not too much has changed at the top of the table, but pretty much that is exactly what you need to see if you want to keep up with it. We'll be back with week number 9 on Wednesday. I'll see you guys then. Have a very good evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are, and don't miss the next STPL.